Welcome to the walkthrough of SmartSuite's policy management solution. My name is Preston Gillum, and I am a GRC product manager here. I focus on building out solutions and use cases for different prospects and clients as they relate to governance, risk, and compliance processes. During our walkthrough today, you will see how SmartSuite's policy management solution streamlines the entire lifecycle of policies, from creation and review to approval, distribution, and attestation. It provides a centralized auditable workflow that ensures policies stay current, accessible, and aligned with organizational objectives. Dashboards and oversight built in, teams can maintain compliance while giving employees a simple, consistent way to access and attest to policies. This diagram shows how SmartSuite's policy management solution is structured and connected. Policies sit at the center, supported by change requests to the left, and then exceptions and employee attestations underneath, so you can manage drafting, approvals, and compliance all in one place. Those policies are aligned with laws, requirements, and controls to the right, creating a direct bridge between regulatory obligations and day-to-day employee accountability. Now we will jump into the demonstration. We're starting off here on SmartSuite's homepage. I've just logged in as an account administrator, which means I can see all of the GRC solutions in one place. Today we're going to focus on policy management, but before diving in, I want to call out that this is just one piece of SmartSuite's GRC suite. All of these solutions are designed to work together, so as we go, you'll see how policies connect to controls and frameworks within compliance libraries, and you can associate policies to more things like the organizational structure to relate them to different parts of the business or processes or link risks within the enterprise risk management solution. That connected approach is what really drives value because policies don't live in isolation. Let's click into the policy management solution. This solution walks you through the entire policy lifecycle, from drafting and authoring to review and approval to collecting attestations and even handling change or exception requests. Instead of having policies scattered across Word docs and emails, everything lives here in one workflow-driven system. At the top, you'll see the core components: dashboards to report on the process, the policies table, acceptances and attestations, laws and requirements that you want to take into account, the change request workflow, and exception requests. These tables give you structure but also flexibility depending how mature your policy program is. Let's start in the policies table. Here you can see every policy organized by status: drafting, authoring, review, and approval, and so on. You can even keep templates or archive older policies if necessary. This status-driven view gives instant visibility into where each policy stands in its journey. We can also view these policies in other ways through SmartSuite's view options, such as this one, which groups them by their aligned domain, or a calendar view to see different dates displayed. Going back to the first view, let's click into a record. This example is an operations security policy. We are looking at it now in the record view. At the top, we can see the general information section, and you'll notice key details such as the policy name, the domain it's aligned to, the effective date, and the status, which highlights which phase of the workflow the record is in. One of the key differentiators of SmartSuite is how easy it is to tailor to your specific terminology and process. For example, if your policy workflow flows differently than this one we provide here, you can edit it. As a solution admin, you can click the three dots and select Modify to be taken to the edit pop-up of this field. Now you can tailor whether it's just terminology, change, or adding another step, or adjusting the colors. You can configure it exactly to your requirements. In addition to editing the fields we provide out of the box, you can also add brand new fields. Again, as a solution admin, you can click the plus icon and then choose from our 44 different field types. Each field is purpose-built to capture and validate data, meaning that if you want to capture a phone number, it will be sure that the input is a phone number or an email address. There are basic fields, and then there are more advanced ones like formulas and roll-ups, all at your fingertips so you can make the solution specifically yours. Back in the record, I want to highlight our Assign To field. Here we are capturing owners and authors of this policy. By assigning these roles, you're not only setting clear accountability, you're also controlling permissions and access throughout the workflow, so each person can see and do what they need, but also not have access to things they are not privy to. Now let's look at the drafting and authoring experience. The next few sections are going to capture the body of the policy, starting with purpose and scope within here, and then here we have a SmartDoc field where you can write the policy statement. The nice thing is this isn't just a static text. Multiple authors can collaborate in here in real time together, almost like Google Docs, but built into your GRC platform. On top of that, the SmartDoc gives you rich editing tools. You can @mention teammates, you can link to records or drop in images and videos, and even build tables of contents and insert code block. It makes policies much more engaging and contextual rather than a traditional Word file. We also have AI embedded directly into the authoring process. Let's say you need a starting point. You can simply ask, write me an operations security policy for a large bank. Within seconds, AI generates a draft with purpose, scope, responsibilities, even maybe some framework or some guidelines items. This doesn't replace human expertise. We recommend having a human-in-the-loop review, but AI gets you off a blank page problem and gets the ability for your team to come in and refine the content, add nuances, and ensure it reflects your business. Once we are done and the policy is drafted, we can now link it to other items in our GRC suite. For example, connecting policies to control standards. This supports a test once, comply many approach. That means a single policy can demonstrate compliance across multiple frameworks within the control and compliance process. We can also map policies directly to frameworks like NIST, ISO, the Cyber Risk Institute. This ensures every policy has a clear external reference, which auditors love to see. It also gives leadership confidence that internal policies are aligned with industry standards. If you want help mapping your policies to controls or frameworks, you can utilize SmartSuite AI Assist automation action. This will be able to review the details of the policy and the control content or framework documentation and make the linkages for you. Then again, you can have a human review placeholder to review the bulk of the work AI just did for you. There are many AI Assist use cases within policy and other GRC solutions, so I highly recommend checking it out or reaching out to discuss with our GRC team. Moving on in the workflow, next comes review and approval. Reviewers can be tagged and approvals tracked and next review dates scheduled all within here. This ensures nothing gets stale and accountability is built right in. Also a link to change requests, where a policy owner or reviewer can open up and request a change. This table supports a formal change request workflow, so updates are documented, approved, and versioned, and not lost in email threads. Speaking of versioning, you can link the policy versions here. You can archive an older version, duplicate it, and launch a new one, while still keeping attestations and exceptions tied to the correct version. That way you maintain a full history without losing traceability. Another key piece is capturing attestations and exceptions. Employees can easily attest to a policy using a SmartSuite form, which I'll demonstrate here in just a minute. Once it's submitted, it flows right back into the policy record, giving you a centralized view of compliance. For exceptions, it's the same story. Someone can request an exception through a form, and reviewers can track, approve, or deny it within the workflow. This creates transparency and governance around exceptions instead of them being handled informally. That concludes the process of drafting, authoring, referencing, reviewing, and approving a policy. We ended with seeing the related attestations and exceptions, and now we will transition to how we can collect those easily from employees and how we can report off of all the data within this solution. We will navigate to our dashboards to demonstrate. First, the policy portal. This is a clean landing place where employees can see all approved policies in one place and attest with a click. So as you see here in the middle is a list of all those policies you just went through the review and approval process for. You can now share this portal out to employees using SmartSuite's shared dashboard feature. You can toggle this on for share capability and then adjust the settings for how you want this data to be shared. Do you want them to see all the fields or open the records and use the toolbar, or you can hide it behind a passcode. Once the settings are the way you want it, you can share via a link that you can copy and paste or put into an email or a thread, or you can copy the embedded code and put it in an intranet. Whichever option, once it's clicked, it will open up the dashboard in a shared view for non-SmartSuite users to see. This easy-to-use link makes it easy to get buy-in and compliance from employees within your organization. For example, an employee can open the portal, review the approved policies, click Attest to Clean Desk Policy button, which opens up the SmartSuite form. From here, they can fill out the fields and then sign the form, and they're done. No chasing signatures over email, it's streamlined, auditable, and fast. As soon as they click Submit, it's ingested back into SmartSuite where your policy team can review and decide if you want to accept or deny it. From the admin side of this form, you can edit it to capture the specific data you want. It's an easy drag and drop interface, and you can make all the fields required or apply and show hide logic, or even put your branded logo at the top. Similarly, for exception requests, employees can click a button in the policy portal dashboard and submit their exception for review. This is easy to use for employees and easy to review for your policy team. Back within SmartSuite, for policy owners, we have the policy management dashboard. Here they can see at a glance which policies they own, what stage they're in, and which domains they belong to. Other tabs on the dashboard display the overall attestation rates and anything that may need attention, such as missing signatures or anything due this year. This gives owners actionable insights, not just static lists. This wraps up our demonstration of SmartSuite's policy management solution, turning policy governance from manual process into connected workflow that drives accountability and compliance across the enterprise through the full policy lifecycle. Thank you for watching this walkthrough. We'd be happy to provide a live demonstration and show how the solution can be tailored to fit your organization's policy governance needs.